Is he really a mama's boy? Time to uncover the truth. Picture this. A man who, despite his age, seems to have his mother as the center of his universe. She is his confidant, his guide, his counselor. He's often seen as overly attached, unable to make decisions without her input, and has her on a pedestal. This image, my friends, is what society has painted as the classic mama's boy. The term mama's boy is not new to our ears. It's been thrown around in conversations, used in movies, and even in songs. But what does being a mama's boy really mean? Is it just a stereotype? Or is there more to it? Society has this preconceived notion of a mama's boy as someone who is excessively attached to his mother to the point of being dependent. This idea often carries a negative connotation, implying that the person is not independent, lacks decision-making skills, and is not manly enough. But let's stop right there. Who's to say what's manly and what's not? Who's to say that having a strong bond with your mother is a bad thing? These stereotypes and societal beliefs are exactly what we are going to challenge today. So are there common characteristics that suggest someone is a mama's boy? Well, yes and no. It's not as straightforward as you may think. Sure, there are traits that might suggest a stronger than average bond with the mother figure. But remember, every individual is unique. Every relationship is unique. What might be a sign in one case might not be in another. As we embark on this journey to uncover the truth about the mama's boy mystery, let's keep an open mind. Let's challenge the stereotypes. Let's question the societal norms. Because at the end of the day, it's not about fitting into a box. It's about understanding and embracing who we truly are. So buckle up, folks. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this intriguing phenomenon. Now, what are the telltale signs of a mama's boy, you ask? Well, let's delve into this mystery together, shall we? First off, let's talk about dependency. It's perfectly normal for a child to depend on their mother, but when that child grows up and still can't make a decision without his mom's input, we might be dealing with a mama's boy. You see, the dependency isn't just financial or physical, it's emotional. He may have his own place, a steady job, but if he's constantly seeking his mom's advice on everything from what shirt to wear to which cereal to buy, then my friend, you've got yourself a classic mama's boy. Next up, we have approval seeking. It's not unusual for someone to seek approval from their loved ones, right? But a mama's boy craves his mother's approval like a plant craves sunshine. He wants to make sure his every move, every decision, every choice is met with a nod of approval from his mom. This need for approval can sometimes override everyone else's opinion, even his own. And that brings us to our next sign, prioritizing mom's opinions over others. A mama's boy puts his mother's viewpoint on a pedestal. It doesn't matter if a Nobel laureate or the love of his life contradicts his mom's opinion, he'll side with her every single time. It's like his mom has a VIP pass to his decision-making process, and everyone else is stuck in the general admission line. Lastly, pay attention to the frequency of his calls and visits to his mom. If he's hitting up his mom's phone more than his best friend's, or making more pit stops at his mom's house than the grocery store, well, you've got your answer. But how does this affect their relationships? Find out next. And as we venture further into the intricate web of the mama's boy mystery, remember to keep an open mind. After all, every mama's boy is unique in his own special way. Can a mama's boy maintain a healthy romantic relationship? A question that has left many pondering, scratching their heads, and rifling through a myriad of advice columns. The potential challenges of dating a mama's boy can be a mixed bag. On one hand, you've got a guy who genuinely respects and loves women, a quality that's not to be underrated. He's likely to be kind, considerate, and attentive to your needs given his upbringing. But on the flip side, the mama's boy may struggle with boundaries. His mother's opinions might carry a little too much weight, causing him to second-guess his decisions or even disregard his partner's perspective. When his mother's voice becomes the loudest in the room, it can lead to discord and frustration in a romantic relationship. Yet, it's not all doom and gloom. Relationships are about balance, understanding, and compromise, and a mama's boy is no exception. With open communication and mutual respect, the challenges can be navigated successfully. Let's hear from the relationship experts. They believe that being a mama's boy doesn't necessarily spell disaster for a relationship. Instead, it can be an opportunity for growth and understanding. It's an invitation to delve deeper into the dynamics of the relationship, to explore and understand the influences that shape your partner's behavior. Dr. Laura Berman, a relationship therapist, suggests that a mama's boy can bring a sense of emotional intelligence and empathy to a relationship. She explains, he will be in tune with his partner's feelings because he understands the importance of emotions. In the end, it's about perspective. Yes, the mama's boy might need to learn about setting boundaries and making independent decisions, but his deep respect for women and emotional sensitivity can bring warmth, understanding, and depth to a relationship. The truth is, every relationship comes with its own set of challenges and rewards. A mama's boy relationship is just another puzzle to solve, another adventure to embark on. But is being a mama's boy a bad thing? Let's examine this further. Why does the term mama's boy carry such a negative connotation? It could be the societal expectations of masculinity and independence that we've been fed over the years. This stereotype, like a stubborn stain, has seeped deep into our cultural fabric. But is it fair? Is it accurate? Let's challenge this notion. When we think of a mama's boy, we're often picturing a man overly dependent on his mother, someone who can't make decisions without her input, or someone who can't stand on his own 2 feet. This image clashes violently with the societal image of a real man, as independent, self-reliant, and not emotionally expressive. This societal norm, deeply ingrained in our collective psyche, is what stigmatizes the mama's boy concept. But let's take a pause here and ask ourselves, are these stereotypes of masculinity and independence healthy or even realistic? The answer is a resounding no. According to Dr. Michael Kimmel, a sociologist and masculinity expert, these notions of masculinity are not only outdated but also harmful. They discourage men from expressing their feelings and seeking help when needed, leading to a range of mental health issues. Similarly, research from the University of Reading suggests that men who have close relationships with their mothers are more emotionally intelligent and have better mental health. This study challenges the negative stereotype of the mama's boy, showing us that there's a lot more to this label than the stigma suggests. Furthermore, let's not forget that being a mama's boy doesn't necessarily mean being dependent or less capable. It can mean being more empathetic, understanding, and respectful towards women. It can mean having a healthy respect for family values and relationships. So it's high time we debunk the stigma around the term mama's boy. Let's challenge those outdated societal norms and stereotypes that do more harm than good. Instead, let's encourage healthy relationships, emotional intelligence, and respect for women. So, is there a way to strike a balance? Stick around to find out. How can a mama's boy balance his relationship with his mother and his partner? This is the question we're tackling as we delve into our 5th scene, folks. Striking a balance is no easy feat. It's like walking a tightrope where you have to maintain equilibrium between 2 equally important relationships. So, how does one do it? Let's start by setting boundaries. Boundaries, my dear friends, are not walls, but guidelines that foster respect and understanding. It's about knowing when to say, hey, this is my time with my partner, or Mom, I need to handle this on my own. It's about ensuring that the lines between these relationships don't blur. Next up, we have open communication. It's the lifeblood of any relationship. It is essential for a mama's boy to express his feelings and needs to both his mother and partner. This could be as simple as saying, I need to spend more time with my partner. Or, I value both of you and don't want to make any one of you feel less important. It's about putting those cards on the table and dealing with them together. And lastly, understanding each other's perspectives. It's easy to see things from our own viewpoint, but it takes strength and empathy to see it from someone else's. Understanding each other's feelings, expectations, and fears can go a long way in maintaining harmony and respect. It's important to remember that being a mama's boy doesn't have to be a relationship death sentence. It's not about choosing between his mother and his partner. It's about balancing these relationships in a way that respects and values both. Striking that balance might not be easy, but with understanding, open communication, and clear boundaries, it's definitely achievable. Finally, let's wrap up what we've learned about the mama's boy phenomenon. Because remember, knowledge is power, and the more we understand, the better we can navigate the sometimes tricky waters of relationships. In this journey, we've unraveled quite a bit about the mama's boy phenomenon. We started off by delving into the mystery surrounding the term mama's boy. We explored how it's often used in a negative light to describe men who are overly dependent on their mothers, but also how it can be a term of endearment for men who simply value their relationship with their mother. From there, we unveiled some key signs that might indicate if the man in your life is a mama's boy. These signs range from him constantly seeking his mother's approval, to her being his go-to person for all major decisions. We also discussed how these signs can impact relationships, creating a difficult dynamic if not addressed properly. We then delved into the relationship conundrum that being involved with a mama's boy can often present. While it can be a challenge, we emphasized the importance of communication and understanding. It's not about competing with his mother, but finding a way to coexist harmoniously. Following this, we debunked some of the stigma attached to the mama's boy label. We discussed how societal views can often paint a skewed picture, making it seem like being a mama's boy is a bad thing. However, we highlighted that it's not necessarily a negative trait. A mama's boy can be caring, respectful, and sensitive, qualities that are often desirable in a partner. In the penultimate section, we focused on how to strike a balance. We talked about the importance of setting boundaries and creating a separate space for your relationship to grow. We highlighted that it's not about pushing his mother out, but rather about creating a healthy dynamic where everyone feels valued and respected. And remember, if he's a mama's boy, it's not the end of the world. It just means he might need a little help cutting the apron strings. Thanks for watching.